Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts Podcast with Elliot K. and Jose UCAR. Every week we bring the tips, tools, and strategies for you to become a world-class public speaker. We bring you guests, experts, and authorities in the field of public speaking to enrich you and enhance your public speaking journey. Remember to subscribe, rate, and comment. And now, please welcome your hosts, Elliot and Jose.
Yeah, baby, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Public Speaking Expert Podcast.
Bienvenidos, bienvenue, welcome, willkommen, welcome. And another episode of the Public Speaking Experts Podcast today with Elliot K. and Jose UCAR. Yes, we are happy to announce. What are we announcing today, Elliot K?
The
Take
book
it away.
is going to be out soon. Woohoo!
There is a book, not just a book, our book.
Not just a book, our book.
And people, it is called, hold on a second. I should know it by now, but I still don't. So I'm going to read it from the messages I've been exchanging with Elliot K. And the name of the book is Thrive and Monetize When Speaking. 125 tips to accelerate your speaking and speaking your greatness.
Yeah, baby.
Do you like apples? How do you like them apples? There we go.
All right, I wanted to say. So watch out for the launch date, which will be on our website, and you can pre-register to get a copy early. So make sure you do that. It will be on the website, publicspeakingexperts.com, publicspeakingexpertpodcast.com. Make sure you do it. So today we're talking as a speaker, how to deal with rejection. A big part of the journey of being a speaker is your ability to deal with rejection. The no's, they're not now, you're not just right, all that kind of thing. You've got the wrong accent, you've got the wrong nose, you've got the wrong face, all that kind of thing. How do you deal with it? What do you do about it? And how do you keep moving forwards like it's 1999 or the millennium? How do you keep on up? Because I'm moving on up, I'm moving on up, nothing can stop me. Yeah. Not even a banana.
People, the banana joke, you need to listen to some of the previous episodes and you'll understand what the banana means. Banana. All righty. Well, there we go. What's up? So you tell me.
As a speaker, have you ever been rejected and how did you overcome it? I'm not talking about your dating life now, okay? I'm talking as a speaker. I've been in my dating life.
There is one thing though. Rejection leaves a mark regardless of the context. It leaves a mark. So I was rejected because I was, traveling from a city to another city, so I would have an accent. I was rejected by girls, then I was rejected by women, then I was, I've been rejected as a speaker, I've been rejected as a business owner, I've been rejected, goodness me, yes. So rejection happens often, and it's how we deal with it that makes a difference. But I think in a way,
episode about it.
Exactly. Well, it's about, every rejection we get, it could be potentially chipping away that statue of our identity and who we are as human beings. What was your question again?
How do you deal with rejection?
All right. How do I deal with the rejection?
I'm so glad you listened to me.
It could be seen, perceived, or it could be experienced as, every time we get rejected, as if someone was chipping away from our statue.
Well, you've said that.
From our sculpture, exactly, because then I ask you the questions to make sure I'm on the right track. Or it can be seen as a learning opportunity. And I decided many years ago to take it as the latter, a learning opportunity. When I get rejected, it's been because of something that I've done or said. I take full responsibility, and then I'll go and find what could I have done differently? What can I learn from the experience in order to improve so that next time I do it differently? And this is actually what led me to developing the FOC, the fuck it framework. Fuck it. I'm not swearing, people. The FOC, because of the amount of times I've been rejected. So the F.
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. Yeah, forget about it. Don't
about it. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
So tell us about your fuck it.
Well, the first one, I mean, FOC stands for flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's number one, flexibility, the F. Then
Mm-hmm.
the second one is for Elliot K. Do you remember? You were present. Ownership. You were
That's what I
present
was
last
about
time
to
I
say.
shared that. Okay, you forgot about it. And
Ownership.
then the third one is consistency. So you have flexibility,
So it's
consistency,
chimichanga.
ownership, and consistency. It can be a bit of chimichanga in there as well. So this is what I decided to start doing. And I remember, and I'll make this story very short before Elliot hijacks it as usual. I was in front of a group, well, an audience of business owners, and I didn't prepare very well. I didn't feel the connection with the audience. I have been struggling with the topic a little bit as well. And it really went down badly. So I had to apologize at the end. I went and sat down. That happened about 10, 12 years ago, roughly. So what I decided to do that day was, okay, fuck it, fuck the whole thing. So the F was flexibility. How can I look at this under a different light? How can I see it as a learning opportunity? What's for me to learn here? How can I change? What could I have done differently? That's the flexibility element, to reframe the situation. Then the ownership, I could have said, look, it's, people's fault, my boss, because she didn't give me enough time, whatever. No, I'm going to own it. It is my responsibility. What can I do about it? And then finally, consistency. Whatever I decide that I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with it until I see it through. So flexibility, ownership, and consistency. This is the model I developed for dealing with rejection, learning from it, and speaking my greatness every time, improving. This is a journey. Remember that you are not the finished product, and the fun is in the making. Yay, Elliot K. I love you, buddy.
I love you too. Wait, here we go. Ready?
I love you.
There you are.
Danke
In
schön.
case you didn't believe.
Ich liebe dich.
Jawohl, jawohl. Danke.
Jawohl. I think for me, the biggest ever reframe, turnaround, tool to move forwards to deal with rejected. Right? I've mentioned this in previous episodes, but if you think of Chicken Soup for the Soul, they got rejected by over 100 publishers, right? J.K. Rowling repeatedly got rejected. Lady Gaga also got rejected. Mark Ruffalo, over 500 rejections.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, got rejected by every producer,
Arnold
every
Schwarzenegger.
director. Yeah, before. So he decided to write Rocky himself and took it on board. And actually, even when he was offered funding, and they were saying, look, you can't play the main role. He's like, no, I need to be the main role. So he had to deal with tons of rejection. I don't know any artist that hasn't. I don't know any speaker, anyone that's done things on mass scale. Even if we go back to Walt Disney, he was rejected by pretty much every bank for funding, right? And he found 33 investors, which is came from, that would back his vision for Disneyland, right? And he was just very about it because he started buying up land in the different companies. For me, I mean, all those stories are inspiring, right? Even if you listen to Kevin Hart's story, how he kind of up and came and stuff, he dealt with a lot of rejection as well. For me, it's this one phrase: rejection is never personal, right? That's the one thing that has shifted everything for me. And it's not deluded rejection, never personal, right? It's not like, oh no, they mean yes. It's like you accept the no, but it's not because of you. You don't fit into their criteria. You know what they're looking for. Something's not quite right, and it's not personal. Okay, are there aspects of it that can make it right? Can you come back a better speaker? Possibly, but if they're looking for a tall, dark, female, you're not that, right? Part in Friends when Joey's trying to audition in front of this producer, he's like, I can be anything you want, and he's like, can you be a woman? And he's like, right. And it's a bit like that. You have to accept that it's not about you most of the time, and yes, you aren't getting it, but it's not personal. I remember, because he used to be a professional dancer, and I remember I auditioned a whole day for a really, really big, massive cruise ship, loads of money, and it was down to me and this. They kept doing us to repeat things. This is when I really cheesy dancing, right? Box splits and all this stuff, and we're doing the routine, and we were And they go, okay, can you go again? And can you go again? And they would confer. And can you go again? And they would confer. And eventually, like, Elliot, sorry, we're going to give it to him. And I just went, okay, great. Why? Because he's taller. That was it. That was literally the reason I didn't get it. Because all the outfits are for someone his size, his build. You're just a bit short, sorry. And that's just the reality. Now I could have gone, oh my God, it's all about me. Oh my God. And of course I was gutted. But I didn't personalize it, right? Because when you personalize it, you are chipping away. But you're chipping away at your confidence, not the sculpture. Going to make you greater, not something that makes you better. You're going to chip away at your confidence. Now, sometimes another time, they just think you're an a-hole. They just don't like you. And that's okay. That says nothing about you. You're not for them. That's not personal, right? So if you can embed that, and I remember even using that, I remember I used to, do training. I used to deal with 50 million here in the UK for some really, really big firms. And I remember sitting in a meeting with all the directors because things went horribly wrong. And I was being scolded. But I just said, it's not personal. It's not personal. It's not personal. Because it wasn't. It's about what was going on. It wasn't about me, Elliot K, right? And if you can understand that balance, that line between it not being personal and it being personal, your life will become so much easier. And you invest your energy very quick in bouncing back versus in dwelling. So that's to me that's what I really need to share in terms of dealing with rejection. And that happens now, There are times that, have had greater consequence when we were so close to getting it that would have literally revolutionized our whole business, our access to markets globally. Literally at the last hurdle, they went, I'm out. And that was due to my co-founder and myself at the time not being on the same wavelength. I could have personalized that. I mean, it did in the end be us, but that's because we weren't right together, right? And so that was gutting, but again, it wasn't perfect. Spoke to me afterwards and said, look, I'll always invest in you if you come back with something substantial because I believe in you, right? I just wanted to share that on this episode. Jose, you're deep in thought. What's going on? Should we have a quick commercial break and come back?
Let's do the commercial break because we can still unpack a bit more and then wrap up and say goodbye.
All right. Over to you, my man. You go.
You are listening to the Public Speaking Experts. Okay, I went too quick on that one. Now, I never know when Elliot is going to turn this down. Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts podcast. Remember, every time you listen to it, to subscribe, rate, and comment. How are you finding this, people? Elliot and myself are here every Monday. We are also live streaming on LinkedIn from 3 to 5 UK time, so keep an eye out. Also, if you want Elliot or myself to speak, what are you going to do? Invite us to speak. We can speak together. We can speak separately. If you want to begin to speak your greatness or take your speaking to the next level, jump on a call with us. We would love to help you. We would love to help you because the world needs great speakers and we know you can become one. And on today's episode, we are touching on rejection. Oh, I got itchy nose in the process. Oh,
itchy nose. You need to shake my hand. Quick, shake my hand.
Yeah, shake your hand. Yeah. I'm shaking
you're going to have an argument
it.
with someone.
I'm shaking it.
Sure
Oh, goodness me. Well, there's no one home at the moment, so no one to have an argument with. Elliot, another thing when it comes to rejection, and I love what you share, don't personalize it. It's not really about you. It's about the set of skills and the things people need for business or for that situation. It's okay. And then laughter and everything in the background.
It's okay.
So I think it is important in our industry when we are... Lady, please. Okay. Is she okay now?
It's great.
It is important in our industry, especially we're putting ourselves out there and being open to criticism because it's part of the journey, and develop Teflon shoulders, slippery shoulders, so things don't land as heavy. I always like to invite people to be open to feedback, to look for opportunities where you can always improve, because you can always improve. We can always improve, but then don't take it too hard, because then it's going to feel as a heavy burden that you need to carry. And what you want is quick learnings in the process. Yeah, that didn't land. I didn't land that gig, for example. They said no to me. Okay, what can I learn? And continue. Carry on, move forward. Always remember, you don't need to win them all. You are not going to win them all. Not everyone is going to like you. So that's part of the deal of being speakers. That's what I would like to say to finalize my bit on rejection. Over to you, Elliot K. Any final thoughts?
That was beautiful, man. Honestly, I think that was beautifully summarized. Just remember, rejection is never personal. Those who get up are the ones who succeed. Those who stay behind lose out. It's that simple. Don't take it personally. Persevere, persist,